writes in with a question about location releases and permissions. Hi, I'm Gordon Firemark, and this is Asked and Answered, where I answer your entertainment law questions so you can take your career in business and show business to the next level.
Hi, I'm Sarah Werner. I am the host, writer, editor, producer, pretty much everything here at the Right Now podcast. The Right Now podcast is a podcast for aspiring writers, and it gives you the time, energy, and courage you need to pursue your passion and to write every day.
Hey, good morning, guys. Today we're going to look at your episode 23. And I can tell automatically that you've got some very heavy background something in here. I can tell by the thick line right here. And I did listen to it a little bit, and I found out in Reaper that this is caused by your mic bleed. So what we want to look at right off the bat is you're a negative 24.1. Okay, we need to be between a negative 16 and a negative 20. Since you are in stereo, it's a good idea to stay close to that negative 16. Your LRA is a 10.9. This is your loudness range. It should be around a 4. And your highest constructed peak level, which is your dB full scale, is a negative 1.8. This should be around a negative 1. And you have 0 peaks over 0 dB full scale. And that's due to because your volume level is so low and your dB full scale is too high. Okay. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and bring up Reaper. We're going to look at this. But I want to show you that, this is what we're starting with, and this is what we're going to finish with. Okay. This is done in Reaper. Now we're at a negative 15.7, which we're 0.3 off of a dB. Our loudness range is now down to a 3.3. We're at a negative 1.0 dB full scale, again with 0 peaks. Okay. So as we come over to Reaper, this is your original track here. And this is the finished track that we've done in Reaper. So I'm going to go through some things just real fast. We're going to zoom in on this. This is the mic bleed right here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to left mouse click on this track number 1, right mouse click, and I'm going to duplicate it. Now, this is going to push my master track, my finished track. It's going to keep pushing it to the right so I don't ever have to worry about that track. We're going to keep it there for demonstration purposes only. So I come back up to track number 1. Track number 1 and track number 2 are exactly the same. I right mouse click on track number 1. I apologize. Let me come over here. We're going to come to item settings, and I'm going to take the left channel. Now I'm going to come down to number 2. I'm going to right mouse click. I'm going to come up to item setting, and I'm going to take the right channel. And this is where you can really see that mic bleed coming into play. And that's what I did here when I got to this, which is track number 3. So I used a set of FX controls. Once I brought this up to the proper level, I used a gate and a noise suppressor to absolutely remove all of this. And then the track number 3 is the final result. So what we're going to do is I'm going to mute track number 3. And then we're going to come up. I'm going to find my marker, which is up here where it says it starts with the mic bleed. And I just want you to watch the meters down here. And you're going to see to where when one channel is playing, you'll see the other channel, that meter come up. And you can see where it's actually bleeding through. And that is something that you just do not want to happen. Okay, so let's go ahead and just listen to this.
Hey, when you're done, we'll just all be sitting over here waiting on you.
Again.
Okay. Teenager fell 17 floors from a tower block, but
Now, see right here is co-host one or host number 1 or 2 is talking. You'll see where it's actually bleeding into the other mic. Okay, so watch these meters again. You'll see this meter go up higher, which is a louder sound, and you'll see the softer bleed come in over on the other channel, and it's going to do this all the way through this track.
hey, when you're done, we'll just all be sitting over here waiting on you.
Again.
Okay. Teenager fell 17 floors from a tower block, but survived after landing up.
Now, see, he's coming into negative 18 here on the actual mic he's speaking into, and he's coming in at a negative 30 on the co-host mic. And what this does, this provides what is called an artificial reverb or echo. Again, this is something that you do not want to happen. It does make a difference when you're listening to it with some high quality earbuds or some monitors, or, nowadays people listen to it through car stereos, wherever they can get it plugged into. Another thing I want to mention is by having one host on one channel and one host on another channel, you're really stripping your audience. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of people that have occupations to where they can listen to their audio, whether it's off of a smartphone, an MP3 player, regardless of what it is, but they're only allowed to have one earbud in. It's no different than driving down the road. If I want to listen to something as far as a podcast, I can put in an earbud, but I can't put in two. If I put in two, it's against the law. If I put in one, there's no problem. So you want to make sure that both of these channels are mixed down into a stereo to where it doesn't matter if you put in the left or the right, you'll still be able to hear both sides of the conversation. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and we'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So now at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and solo track number 1. And I'm going to come up with Reaper, and I'm simply going to draw a containment area. And then at this point, I'm going to come up here and click this little toggle repeat. And now that's going to lock this cursor in right here, and that's all this is going to play. So let's go ahead and watch the meter as we do that.
Teenager fell 17 floors from a tower block, but survived after landing on a VW Golf. A teenager survived. I feel like I'm repeating myself. Okay. Teenager fell 17 floors from a tower block, but survived after landing on a VW Golf. A teenager survived.
Okay, so that's a negative 30 dBs right there. And what I want to do is I want to take that out. So I'm going to bring my FX up. I'm going to use this gate. This does not come with Reaper. And I'm also going to use my mono, which is Waves. Everything. I love Waves as far as their plugins. We're not going to EQ it. We're not going to worry about anything else except removing that noise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this now until I can get that sound out. And I'll know that when I look at this meter right here. Okay, let's see if I can raise this up a little bit, and I can't because I got it locked in. So let's go ahead and play it now. I'm going to go ahead and turn this FX on, and we'll see what we can play around with. See, now look at the meter down here. See, now you just barely seen it jump up there a little bit. So what I can do is I can raise this up just a hair. Now you have to be real careful when you do this. Gates are absolutely wonderful. They're wonderful. If you use them incorrectly, you're going to start hearing choppy audio. And that's, you hear this. It sounds just like that. If you're talking and you're speaking in a normal voice and you say something a lot softer and you use a gate as you record, then what you do is you're going to chop that audio. You're not going to have any idea that you've done it until you get ready to mix and master it down. And then it's too late. You cannot go back and correct this. All you can do is raise the volume on it, and then you're going to raise the volume on it sounding choppy. Okay? So that's how we get that mic bleed out. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off now, just by toggling the switch, it will allow it to run past this, and then we'll watch it again as we go through. And we'll just listen to it.
3 times.
Now, if you notice right there where the laugh was, okay, it's still allowing that to come through. But it is blocking out that mic bleed.
I don't know. Maybe it's like, I don't know.
And see, now we get back to where the co-host is talking, and this mic bleed is definitely out because there's nothing on the signal.
So she had a fight with her boyfriend, and
Okay, so now let's go ahead and go. All of that was to show you about track number 3 now. Okay, so we did all this. We don't need track 1 and 2 anymore. So we're just going to delete them. So now we're up here to our original track. So let's go back over here. I'm just going to zoom in. It gets me there real quick. I'm going to get back in here. And now let's listen to this. Now this is at the proper level. The proper volume, the proper everything. We're going to go ahead and lock this in again. And let's listen to how it sounds. And I apologize. I have it muted. So let's try this again.
Okay. Teenager fell 17 floors from a tower block, but survived after landing on a VW Golf. A teenager survived. I feel like I'm repeating. Okay. Teenager fell 17 floors from a tower block, but survived after landing on a VW Golf. A teenager survived. I feel like I'm repeating. Okay.
Okay. Now see, if I take this same track and I duplicate it and I split those tracks. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to come up here and we're going to take the left channel. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to take the right channel. It doesn't matter which channel I listen to now. Okay, so I can actually mute this and I'm still going to hear the conversation. And this is what I was talking about as far as your earbuds. It doesn't matter which one I put in now, I'm going to be able to hear the same thing. Let's go ahead and listen to it.
Teenager fell 17 floors from a tower block, but survived after landing on a VW Golf. A teenager survived. I feel like I'm repeating. Okay.
Okay, so if I come in here now and unmute this and mute this one, it's going to be the same thing.
Teenager fell 17 floors from a tower block, but survived after landing on a VW Golf. A teenager survived. I feel like I'm repeating. Okay.
Okay, so I hope this has helped. If there's any questions, man, shoot me an email. I got no problem answering them. I have been out of town lately. I am going back and forth now. We've got some other things as far as irons in the fire. I try and get to computer as much as I can, but business is business, and we all have to provide for our families. So if you got any questions, man, like I said, shoot me an email, hit me up, call me. It doesn't matter. I'll be more than happy to dialect with you, and we'll go from there. All right? God bless, and we are out of here.